Hey, hey, hello. Oh my gosh, what drama. What drama? God, this is crazy. I've literally been on the road for the last 4 hours. 2 hours to meet my daughter and an hour and a half to get here to West Palm. So we got to start without Adrian. Hello, guys. Hello. Let's see who's here. Let me see. And you know what? I'm flying solo, and this is my first time doing this. So you guys better be gentle. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can handle how to do this. Okay. Uh okay, so we have some special guests today. I can't see any comments. So when you guys, hey, RV in the streets. Hey guys. Thank you for being here. I'm flying solo. I'm doing this StreamYard all by myself. So you guys should be proud of me. You guys should be very proud of me. I'm at my daughter's house in West Palm. Adrian is driving back to Ocala. We were at an event this weekend, and you know, we forgot when we set this live up, we forgot that we were supposed to be at this event. And I was like, let's cancel it. And we were like, no, we already told, asked them to be on, and they already took time out for their schedule, and we already posted everything. So we were like, okay, so we'll just make it work. But if you guys are full-time RV or anytime RV, you know that anything can happen. When you're on the road, you can change your schedule changes like the wind. Let me look at where's my phone at over here. It's like everything is a mess here. Let me see where my phone is. So just say hello and where you're coming in from. Hello, Gilberto. My moderators, I don't think they're here. They're gonna be here. They couldn't come, so I'm gonna try to moderate too. Hey. We have a very special guest. Hey, staying in the RV. It was so nice seeing you guys at the event. Sir Rich, it was so nice seeing you at the event. So you guys, before we get started, please hit that like button. It helps us a lot. I got my notes on here. Hit that like button, please. Bobby and Leslie, welcome. We missed seeing you at the event, Bobby and Leslie. So we have some special guests. You guys know that we started this series, So You Want to Go Full Time, where we bring full-time nomads, where we are doing a deep dive, and we bring real people who are actually we are actually. And also, I got to tell you what happened. The first live that we had posted, Adrian was trying to explain to me. He goes, you're going to have to do it. I'm not getting back to Ocala in time. So you're going to have to do it by yourself. I was like, what? I've never done that. I can't do it by myself. So he goes, I'm going to walk you through it. And so he was walking me through it. He goes, you got to hit live. And I go, okay, I hit live. Oh, shit. Oh, my God, I hit live. So the first live that he set up, we were live in the car going to meet my daughter. So we had to cancel it and start another live. Oh my God. It was so stressful. He goes, don't worry about it, Ruth. We'll just tell everybody. That the what happened. And life happened. So thank you guys for being here. But Adrian and I wanted to do this series about, helping you guys with the knowledge of going full time and what it's about from actual people who are doing it, not just us. Because the truth of the matter is that we've been full time for a year and a half, but we did it all wrong. We still have right now a pod. If we're going to be totally transparent and honest, we still have a pod and two storage units that we're currently trying to get the stuff out of and donate and sell and give away stuff, because we're going to be full time for longer. We've already decided on that. And honestly, why do you need to hold on to things unless it's special momentums? We'll probably have a small storage, but why keep all this furniture that is probably going to go out of style? Why hold on to all these things that you really don't need? And I'm just going to say it out there. Adrian will probably get mad because he's like, you say too much of your business, but we pay over $1,000 between our pod and our two big storage units in Georgia. We could be investing that money in a new RV, one, because ours is paid off, or in land, or even on our ventures that we could travel more. So we want to help someone who's deciding to go full time to tell them the truth that if you plan and you do it the correct way, you can love this lifestyle. This lifestyle is amazing. So I'm gonna bring the guests on. They are our friends. We met them at the YouTube Jamboree, and they're a full-time RV family, Dream on Wheels. And I just wanted to explain to you a little bit about the series. And we're also gonna have before I bring them on real quick, we're also gonna have RV inspectors. We're going to have the person who sold us our RVs, to give that perspective and give you some tips on shopping for your RV. And by us bringing these full timers that have been doing it for a little while, they're going to give us their truth and how you can prepare, because this is a wonderful lifestyle, but it can also be challenging if you don't do it correctly. And we don't want you to get into it thinking that it's going to be all roses and all fun, and then say, well, I hate it and I'm not going to RV anymore, because we love it, and you can love it too. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to bring them on. Are you guys ready? Hey there.
Hi.
Hey guys. Sorry, I'm long-winded there. But how are you guys doing?
We are doing great. Pretty
Where
great.
where are you guys at now?
I don't know.
That's how it feels, right? Like
Everywhere.
No,
everywhere,
we
right?
we've returned. We returned to hell. We're back in Texas.
Oh man. You know what? I was in Dallas for 1 week, and it was
Yeah,
so
yeah,
hot. I was so hot. I was like, I didn't think Texas was this hot. So if we
yeah.
have any Texas people. So you guys, let's see. I think Adrian put your channel. Let me look over here now. Please be gentle, people, because remember, I am um I'm like new at
Just
this.
don't
I
hit
gotta
the button
catch.
that says end. Just don't
No,
hit the button
no,
that
no,
says end.
no. I know this is so bad. Anyway, the channel name is right there, Dream on Wheels, just like you see it. Go type it in. Go check out their channel. They have awesome stuff. I have a couple of questions because I know everybody wants to know. Let me just go real quick in the comments before we get started. So that this way, just in case if anybody has any questions for them, after I'm gonna do a couple of questions, then you guys can ask questions. Just please put them in the comments, and they'll be more than happy to answer. But I said hi to Lori. That's Adrian's mom. Sir Rich, we saw you over there. Gilberto, hello. Hey, Empty Glamp, we missed you at the bash. Hey, William. You know what, William? I thought I made you a moderator, but I'm going to. Oh, I can't make. Why can't I make you a
He
moderator
is.
on here? Oh, he is. Okay, I can't see that,
Yeah,
but
you won't see that through the StreamYard.
okay. Thank you for your help. Hey, Columbus Mark. Hello, Denise Pace. Welcome,
There you go.
welcome.
Adrian just dropped the link to our channels.
Okay, thank you, Adrian. The Glamping Wilsons, thank you. We met a lot of you guys at the bash. Thank you for being here. Go check out their channel. They are awesome. And let me just get my first question out because you guys know I'll keep talking. Adrian is like, don't start asking questions and not let them talk. I'm like, okay, Adrian, I won't. He already gave me the like lowdown. Okay, so how long have you guys been full time?
We have been full time now for. Hang on, I can get technical on this one.
Good.
Hang on.
Good.
We have been full time for 645 days, 21 hours, and 11 minutes.
Holy cow, he's got it down to the days and the
Because
months.
I've got an app that I track all the stuff that we've certain different things, and I know exactly when we had left and pulled out to go full time.
That
Now,
is awesome.
there is a slight adjustment to that we've decided to, for the most part, when we talk about what we've been full time, because we took a 3-month trip prior to going full time. You know, it's supposed to be just a 3-month trip, and then we went home, packed everything, went full time. We were only home about a month.
Yeah.
A month and a half.
Did you do that to kind of like test it out to see if you would like it?
It was my thing. Like he know that he liked this lifestyle, but I never has been in before of this. So I was like, I cannot decide if I want to do this full time or not if I don't try it first. You know, if we don't go with the kids, if I don't know if this is something that I can handle. You know, I don't know. Me being with the kids all the time, it was kind of like I have everything planned, everything controlled, everything. You know, if something happens, I know what to do. But this lifestyle is very different. So it's like I know I need to see for myself. I need to experience it first. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, let's take this trip, and maybe we decided, you know, if we go or not.
And I agree. I agree. We had bought our RV, and we were weekenders, so we got to do it. But I would definitely suggest to someone who has like never been camping, but like tent camping, because it's totally different. Because you're going to be living in it full time. I would kind of recommend, maybe if you can, not only plan but also rent an RV. Rent
Yes.
an RV and do it if you can, unless you already have your RV and you know. But do it because it's so different than just jumping into it blindly. Okay, my
And there is so many different RVs. Like you don't know what is the one exactly for your family, for your needs, you know, for this type of stuff that you wanted to do, you know. So it's like, yes, we didn't do that. He had the RV previously.
I already had the RV.
So it's like, this is it. We're gonna go in and
so
we're
much
gonna make it
easier.
happen.
But in my defense, though, yes, I already had the RV, but I had already wanted to do something that finally, after all these years, she's now agreed to do, which was to get a bus and convert a bus.
That's awesome.
That's what I wanted to do instead of renovating the RV, but she wasn't even sure she wanted the tiny living, so she wasn't willing to sell the RV at the time and get a bus at that time.
Yeah.
Definitely. And my next question would be, do you regret going full time?
No. I regret not having it done before. That's what I regret.
In other words, she regrets us moving into the sticks and bricks when we moved from Florida to Houston.
Yeah.
Not doing it sooner, huh?
Yeah.
I think, you know, it's funny that people ask us the same thing, and that's my that would be my answer too, is I regret not doing it sooner, because we could have actually done it a year before, and I did not want to leave my grandkids, you know, and then we came to an agreement that I would see them every 2 to 3 months, and that's good enough. You know, you can be, when you have quality, when you have time like that you don't, not with that, you make it about them, then you're more, I think you're more present. I'm more present now than when I saw them every day. And I feel that to be true, because, you know, once I get off of here, I'll, you know, get off my phone, put my phone down, I'll spend time with them, and then I'll get back on it after they're asleep. It seems to me like I'm more present. Let's see. Let's say hello to some of the other people. New Horizons. Let's see. Oh, Mercy, it's beautiful unite. Oh, yes. There's also Travis. Laugh all loud. Thank you for being here, New Horizons. Thank you for being here. There's Charlie Grace. What? Wait. Hey, gang. Hey, Charlie. Thank you for being here. Hey. Dishes and Destinations. She's got a new channel, too. Go check out her channel, Dishes and Destinations. she has a cooking channel
Nice.
from wherever they go, and she's Cubano. So yes, so she cooks delicious. She just started her channel, so go check out her channel. Marianne, hello everyone. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Master of None. Hello. Hello. Thank you, William. So let me go on to the next question. Let me go on to the next question. Okay. So do you what are some of the things that you guys did to prepare for full-time living?
Got rid of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what?
But just like you, not enough stuff. Because when we first went full time, there was also that, once again, somebody who'd never done it before felt there was a lot of things that need to be kept that didn't need to be kept. So after the first year of being full time, when we got back into Houston, we went and we downsized the storage unit from a 10 by 20 down to a 5 by 10. And then now that we're back here again, we just went and got rid of more stuff, so we could even fit into a 5 by 8 now.
I think, and I'm gonna speak, and then you tell me if this is true, you and I, because I think in our defense it was because I was like her. Am I gonna like it? I thought this was gonna be a temporary thing. I didn't think that I would enjoy this kind of lifestyle so much because I was that type of person that made me happy to go shopping, made me happy to collect things. And now I'm more about collecting memories and going on adventures. And I thought about if I get rid of these things, I'm gonna get rid of my happiness, but now I'm just redirecting my happiness. Is that right with you?
For me, it was more about, okay, I have spent the last, I don't know how many years working, getting to collect all this stuff, and now I have to get rid of it. Like, why? Like, how? And one of the things was my daughter stayed behind. My daughter, my oldest daughter, she was starting her own life and everything. So one of the loopholes that I found for my hand to process that I have to get rid, it was giving her almost everything. We sold some stuff from the house, so and the other stuff went to her apartment. And at that point, it was like, okay, I'm not losing the stuff that I work for. I'm just giving it to her. Kind of like, okay, it's not gonna hurt as much because I'm giving it to my daughter.
That was a good idea. I did. My daughter lived in a small apartment, so I couldn't do that. She already had all her stuff, but that is a good loophole. Okay, the next question is, do you homeschool?
We are currently unschooling.
Technically, yes, we homeschool, but we homeschool through an unschooling.
What is, for people who don't know what unschooling is, explain what unschooling is.
So really, you don't follow the traditional forms and curriculums of regular school. You don't follow your normal math, reading, writing, arithmetic, and histories and geometries. You don't follow all the regular stuff and regular class schedules. You go through more to yes, you go through all your basics and stuff, but you also primarily once the kids are a certain point, you start focusing more on what actually interests them. So if having a business interests them, then you teach them things along and help them with resources on how do you start a business, how do you run a business, how do you go from there, being entrepreneurial. Or, if you want to be a baker, okay, well, then we got to talk some cooking stuff or, whatever it may be that truly interests them, and focusing on those areas on no matter what it is. If it's automotive or, crocheting or cooking or history, whatever's truly passionate to them, that's where you push them towards and everything they need for that.
I like that. And, I think the trade portion of schools is not, that's been lost,
Yeah.
Yeah.
with pushing kids to go to colleges and get into debt that they really don't need. So I really like that. I really like that because this will bring out more of kids' passions, I
Yeah.
believe. And I've met a lot of families on the road, and they have some pretty great kids. They're well rounded. They get to travel. I mean, it's not, of course, for everyone. And after
Right.
they get a certain age, I'm sure they'll decide to go on their own. But I think that most kids who travel, or at least get to experience some form of living on the road, get to experience that type of life, and getting to bring out those things you're passionate for. And that's what I like about that. Let's see.
Yeah, and there's so many things that through the years have gotten deleted, out of textbooks because of this organization or that organization or whatever, not agreeing with history or not agreeing with the way that the wording was. So instead of fixing wordings, we just delete history out of the books so that the kids, and even get to the point where now their books are handed to them for school, but then the teacher never uses the books.
I
So
know.
why are we handing the child a history book
Right.
if you never even use anything out of that? You never
Right.
really discuss anything out. You go with whatever
Right.
curriculum. Like,
Right.
why?
Right.
So there's lots of times they, while we're out and about, if we see something interesting, I'll say, hey, look that up. Tell me about that. Pull up the history on that building. Pull up the history on that park, or, whatever it is that we may see. Find out about it. That monument. What's the purpose of that monument? Why was it, or who was that? And we'll go down the rabbit holes of, well, who was that person? What did they do? What was significant? And we'll go down all those rabbit holes everywhere we go. So every time we change states, we're not just doing Alabama history, California history, Texas history. We're not just doing whatever history for whatever state we are mainly from.
Right.
Everywhere we go, there is something that we can chase down.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that. Was it did your kids like have a hard time adjusting, or were they all about it? Because I know they're a little bit older. They sometimes teenagers.
It was a process. I'm not gonna lie, it was a process. There's some people over here that can give you a testimony of that process. First meetup, first, second, and third meetup that we had, even me, I didn't want to come out of the RV.
No.
I didn't want to, I just wanted to be outside when he was outside. The kids always was like, but I'm not, having fun or like whatever. It's like, okay, whatever. But then the more that we get to experience, and the more that we got to travel, and the more they see that they can something fun, they can do something fun. And we were traveling, and today we are in a new state. So they got more interested in being in this lifestyle. It was a process. Adjusting all to be in one teeny tiny space, it was a process. At the beginning was a little rough because, oh my God, we don't have a alone time. They don't have their own, like,
Personal
space to be
space.
alone.
Right.
We have to work this together.
Yes. Yeah.
So it was a process. It was a big process.
Right.
And even when we struggle, like, for example, we got stuck in Washington for 12 days because the RV got broke.
Oh my God.
We have to work as a team. And that was a process for us. We are struggling right now. We all are struggling right now. So we all have to work out this. We all have to put our positive thoughts in this, and we have to work it through, and we're going to make it to the other side. So yes, it was a big adjustment for all of us.
And I would and I would say, so do you think that it has brought your family closer?
Yes. Even with my daughter, my oldest daughter, the side behind,
Right.
It was, it have to put in her head, like, I miss you guys. I had you guys all every day.
Yes.
I didn't think that I was going to miss you guys a lot. I was ready to be on my own. I was ready to have my life, but I want you guys closer. Now that you guys are everywhere, I want you here. And the relationship inside the RV, everyone, it was like we play more, we talk more. Yeah, we fight, we argue. Yes, that happens in every family. But at the very end, we all play, we all have fun, we all know more about each other than when we were in the house.
That's awesome. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. So
What's up,
welcome,
guys?
Adrian.
What's going
I
on?
know. I see you finally made it there. You should have seen it was quite comical.
Oh, I
I
saw
al- I almost
it.
made it on time, almost. Like it was like 6:01 or 6:02.
Yeah, it was
I
like you were a little late, but that's okay.
Hey, you know what? I tried though.
You're
I
doing
tried.
good. You're doing good.
Well,
I'm
so
proud
were
of you.
you.
Hey, I had a good excuse. I had to drop her off.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
Uh-huh.
See, that's
Uh-huh.
right. Okay, let's go over the comments real quick. Okay, so Williams, welcome everybody. Thank you, William. Thank you. What Mike B, thank you for being here. More bang for your bucks. Thank you for being here. Ivan Josie RV Journey. What's happening, folks? Thank you for being here. Thank you. So everybody go check out their channel. Adrian, I think pinned it in the comments. We're here with Dream on Wheels. They are a full-time family. And what type of RV do you have? I don't think I asked you that yet.
So we are currently in a 1999 Four Winds Windsport 33B. So it's a
And
35-foot Class A.
a Class A. So why? And I heard something about a bus.
That's
Well,
that's our
That's
goal.
next step.
That's the next step, huh? So you guys are going all the way, huh?
Well, the thing is, with the bus with the styles that we're looking at, it's really not that much longer. Depending upon the final model, it's going to be anywhere from 5 to 10 foot longer than what we are. So we'll have a tag axle more than likely, but not necessarily, depending upon the footage. But it will be slightly like, so right now, the top of our ACs are at 11 foot 7 inches, okay? Because we've got rooftop ACs. With the bus, most of them's factory roof will be about that same height. And so the height of us isn't really going to be much different than what we already are, but because the way that they're designed, we'll have the nice big underbellies. So we've already pretty much decided that hopefully, depending upon which one we're able to get, what we're going to do, because I've seen it done a couple times, not hugely done, but a couple times. So for most folks that know what a coach bus, like the Greyhounds, MCIs, Prevost, Van Hoels, coach bus styles, Bluebird even made some.
Yeah, we have a lot of our Class A'ers on here.
Well, but most folks have also seen charter buses. They're charter buses. Yeah. So they have the big bellies, So instead of doing like bunk houses in the bus upstairs where we lose floor space upstairs because we'd have a bedroom for us and a bedroom for them with bunk houses, we're actually going to take the front 2 bins and turn them into bedrooms.
Ooh.
So they would actually have more square footage per person by doing that than trying to do something upstairs, which would then open up to a bigger living room family area upstairs. So
Ivan and Josie RV Journey. Adrián, te dejaron solo. Mi gente, ustedes lo más grande de este mundo. Yes, yes. Thank you for being here. You guys, don't forget to hit that like button. I can't see how many likes we have. And don't forget to go subscribe to their channel too.
And then right after ours, go to their channel.
Yes, right after ours, you go to their channel. They're going to be live.
So I had to fix the time on ours because I had messed up the time on ours doing my math backwards from Eastern to Central.
Oh, yeah, that happens too. Okay.
So the link that I've been putting in there is their link for their live next coming up. So make sure you go subscribe and watch their live.
Yes. Okay. What are you both remote workers? What do you guys do for income, like to sustain this life?
So when we very first started, I was doing remote customer service work for call centers, basically. And then she was doing her crafting stuff. So now, though, we are both doing like DoorDash, Uber Eats, Roadie, Grubhub, those different types of gig works is mostly what we do because we've signed up with pretty much every last one of them so that no matter where we go, something is active in whatever market we are.
And that's the good part of that, huh? Yeah.
But also the downside to that is not every little town has that in it. So unfortunately, we are limited to the most part of only hitting bigger areas. Yes. And then you either have to have saved up before if you want to hit a tiny little town or something, So sometimes we'll do the tiny little towns in between big cities, and those are our outings for our days off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Where we live, there's no Uber. There's no
Uber
Chick-fil-A
Eats.
used to deliver, but not anymore.
Not anymore.
So like now you got to drive 20 minutes to go get some food. So yeah there's nothing of that.
Somebody had a question here, and I don't want to forget. It was Amp to Glamp. Is it gas or diesel?
It's gas.
Maybe
it's a gas. It has the Ford Triton V10 in it, so it is gas, and it's a front nose, so it's it's not a pusher. I wish this was a diesel pusher, but that's part of why we are looking at the buses as well.
And this would go back. Of course, it's different with you guys because you already had it. But this goes back into trying to help people to do their research. Like, these are all things that people have to take into effect. Like, am I going to need gas? Or the gas price is going to go up? What do I need to push that travel trailer? These are all things.
So, like for us, while it was a huge benefit, us already having the RV, and kind of maybe it was a good thing that we didn't go ahead and switch to bus at that time, because when we started our renovations and conversion and everything, that was in the height of the pandemic. So of course, during that time when a lot of stuff was going on, gas prices got to be up there, but diesel price was even higher.
Yeah.
Prior to us actually starting the renovations, part of why I always wanted the bus as well is because the diesel was cheaper than running gas at that time. But it's kind of flip-flopped now to where now diesel's higher than the gas. So it's actually worked out that there have been some places we've gone that if we had been diesel, we may not have been able to go because of the prices.
Yeah.
But then again, everything may have balanced out because sometimes on these much heavier rigs, diesel engines are a little more consistent on the miles per gallon than the gas engines are. We see a lot more, even though our weight does not drastically change, we do see a lot more drastic changes in our miles per gallon, depending upon whether we're flat traveling or through hills or mountains or whatever. We do see the miles per gallon changes, whereas some of our diesel friends with their big rigs don't see that change. They're just always 7 miles a gallon or always 9 or 10 or whatever they're getting. They're just, no matter what, that's what they get, period.
Yep.
Just because of how the torque conversion works.
The other thing I guess you could look at is you guys were going to remodel, renovate a bus at that time. Getting materials and the cost of materials at that time too would have been a lot more. So maybe it is better to do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there were with things that we did and changed on the RV. There were unfortunately a lot of restrictions as to what we were able to do or what materials were available because of the shortages.
Right.
Like when we redid the roof on the RV, we did not get to use the technical sheets of plywood that we needed to that would have 100% gone from one side to the other. We had to make modifications and layout and do an extra little strip down the side and everything, which we've got videos out on that because of what was available. Because even the companies that were as a professional redoing roofs were struggling to get their materials, and some of the ones that were able to continue, they were having to order months in advance for new materials and working off of literally what supply they had.
Yeah.
Let me go to my next question.
Ruth, I'm just here for support because you got the whole show over there. So
Okay, all right. Okay, so what are some of the challenges that you guys face of living on the road?
Challenges.
Really, for us, one of our biggest challenges, because we have since going full time, for the first first like 8 months, 6 months, first 6 months, we 95% boondocked. So we were, for the first 6 months, 95% of the time we were living off grid, and found that is actually what we prefer, just in the freedom of places that it gives us to go and things to do, as well as the funds that it saved us as well, because some of the places we wanted to go, if we would have stayed in campgrounds in those areas, we wouldn't have had money for the adventures that we were able to go on. So sometimes for us, the biggest struggle we have is finding somewhere that gives us that freedom to boondock the way we would prefer to do, which we've been working on a lot of that. We've made improvements to where we do have some solar now on the RV that we didn't originally. The last time when we were down in Florida, in Ocala, as a matter of fact, at some friends there, we got some solar put on, and I've made upgrades to components of it already to improve the efficiency of it more than what it was. We worked with what budget we had available to make it happen. It paid for itself within a certain amount of time, and make a little improvement, let that pay for itself, move on to the next thing, but that's, and finding places as well that are going to interest us and interest the kids. When we first went out, the first year, we mostly focused on meetups and meeting friends and making new friends through social media and everything. And we didn't really focus on the kids as much. Well, this past year, part of why we've been absent from social media as far as live streams as much, as we have focused more on the kids this past year and their growth and development, which has led us to a lot of meetups that were mostly boondocking, which also meant with some of those places, cellular service was not very good whatsoever. And, we didn't have Starlink or anything, so it limited what we could do. But they've been able to gain a whole lot more friends, because the RV meetups that we were able to go to, because we don't have 1,000 Trails or some of those different memberships. So the meetups that we were going to previously with RV folks and everything, the kids were not normally their age. They are either teeny tiny or grown up and left the folks. So now we did a whole lot more hanging out with people their ages this past year, and so now we've decided this next year we got to kind of do a mixture of everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you kind of answered like one of my other questions, like how do you find, because we're not 1,000 Trails, or
we are not.
You guys are like more true on the road. We have a home base, because Adrian still works full time. But that was like one of my next questions. How do you find places to go that are budget friendly, most importantly, but like, do you plan them in a long time in advance? How do you do that?
No,
when we first started, we did. When we very first started, the first so many months was already decided it was going to be boondocking, and then after that, it was like, okay, this month we're at this campground, and this campground, and this campground, and this campground, and then we started finding ourselves canceling campgrounds, because we would get to areas and it's like, no, I don't want to leave yet. I don't want to go over to here now. I want to do this now. So we have, for the most part, switched to, unless it's something super important that we really got to be there, that's a goal. Instead of having, A.1, A.2, A.3, in between until you then hit point B, now it's just here's A, B, C, and everything in between is free flow.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to do it, because you're not tied in, especially when you pay money up front.
And
you
a
might
lot of
lose some of that,
that's one of the
especially the
things
way
that
they are now.
I've noticed is some that when you book now, a lot of campgrounds are doing a no cancellation policy. So that's another thing, and that's a lot. Some of these campgrounds are not cheap, so that's a lot of money to lose. When Adrian last year, when Adrian got sick with COVID, we lost like what 3 days because they wouldn't even
Yeah,
give us. I could see giving us future days. No, they were like, no, there's
nope,
a
you
no
lost out.
cancellation. So I would recommend also for them to look at those policies real good. Read that fine line when you are booking because there are a lot of them. Somebody is asking a question here. Boondocking with Boomer said, "Hi, Yanai. Oh my God, who is Shania?" Laugh out loud. Who is Shanae at Lance? But then Boondocking with Boomers Lance says, question, why is there reflectance above their heads?
So this is actually normally if we need it to be just laid down, blocking off this window, just with running the heat when the sun's on this side, blocking out the sun and everything else. That's all it is. It's just tucked up right now because before the live stream, the wind was flowing coming from this side really strong and it felt really great. So we actually had the window open, but that it was also road noise. So we had to shut it down for the live stream.
Yes,
Gotcha.
yes, definitely.
We got
Oh,
another question over here from
oh,
Ivan.
yes.
What made you? I don't know. I don't know if you guys answered this before, so I
No,
apologize.
no.
What made you both want to full-time RV?
So my dad died in 2019, and it was an open eye moment that I had. Like I was losing time with the kids. The kids here in the RV are all 15, 16, 17, and my oldest is 21, going 32, 22. Um, so when he died, it was like I'm losing time with them. Everything is about work. Everything is about the routine. Everything is about school, and I don't want this anymore. We have to start doing something different. Um,
Yep.
so trying to look into the way for me to get that bad experience or memory of my dad dying, we got into the renovation of the RV. And then after that, Travis dad died too. So it's like, this is the right time to us to get into a family project and say bye-bye to normal life. That was in our case.
Well, I mean, with her dad, like he had worked for 41 years for the same broadcast company and then retires and doesn't get to enjoy retirement. Worked his
Yep.
entire life to not get to
Yep.
enjoy retirement.
Yeah.
That's
And it's like, why? And we were, at that time we were doing 60, 80, 90 hours. I was doing 90 hours of work a week. But for what? So we could go home one day out of the week and spend time with the kids. And why did we keep paying for things for a house and everything that we're not truly enjoying? And we don't really get to go anywhere to do anything. Why wait now if we can just convert the way we're already, because also at that point, pandemic stuff started happening. So the kids were already moved to virtual schooling for that. Everything was transitioning to a virtual situation. So it was like,
Perfect
why not
opportunity.
take this opportunity
Yep.
to continue that life to then gain into this other life that will allow us so much more freedom
yeah.
Yep.
and to enjoy and experience things instead of waiting. Because previously I'd already talked to her about it because I had already been full-time a year and a half before she and I got together. But, it was previously already talked to, and she's like, well, when the kids are gone, when the kids are gone, then we can do that. Then when the kids are gone, then we can take off. Then we can do all the stuff. But after her dad died, she really opened up, was like, well, let's start the renovations and we can at the very least go on the weekends out or the summer out and everything else and go from there.
So Mike B says, we went from a class C to a class A and finally travel trailer. I like pulling my rig more than driving a motorhome. Driving a truck is more agile platform. I think the overall cost is last. So they're talking amongst each other. Now, oh, he's talking to Amp to Glamp. Let's see. I saw another question around here. So
So while
we've
she
been
does
going,
that, oh, go
we've
ahead.
been going back and forth about a class A or fifth wheel. I think a fifth wheel is winning out. Now that's another thing. You have to. It's all about what's going to work for your family. It's
Yeah.
all
Yes.
about what's going to work in your budget. It's all about what's going to work in your plans. Like if you have a family, if you don't, it's all about what works for you guys. You know, people ask us, why are you looking for a travel trailer with a bunkhouse or an extra room? Because Adrian still works and we want to make it into a office. So it's
Yeah.
all about what. It's not necessarily about having a bunkhouse for the kids, but we want to have that option that if we our grandkids do want to come camping, we have the room, but also where we can make an office for him.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's part of like why with the bus, you know, with doing the coach bus, where we want to do the front bedrooms on down below, is because previously we had talked about, you know, bedroom for the kids and then bedroom for us upstairs. But with having grandkid coming on, we had talked about, well, when the kids are out, we'll then convert that to like an office space or something. But then it's like, well, but what if we're not using it really for an office space? Then we've got this big
Mm.
old room that's not going to be used for anything. Or then we'd have to reconvert it back for a grandkid. So then we've got all that, you know, like, what are we going to do? Well, if we do what's below, then we can always leave one of those areas fully set up as a bedroom down there to, you know, have grandkids over, whoever. You know, that it's always set up, but it doesn't mess with our upstairs layout. You know,
Right.
whether you want to do fifth wheel or you want to do travel trailer or you want to do a motor home, you know, there's bedrooms in the back, bedrooms in the middle, bedrooms in the front, bathrooms back, middle, front, kitchen, front, back, middle. You know,
Yep.
there's all sorts of different layouts. You have to figure out what is your primary space that you're going to use or want others to have use of. You know, if you were to have folks over, to figure out what is more important to you by the door.
Yep.
You know, because I know some folks that their primary focus on, you know, kitchens that are in the back, you know, that have a separate door coming in depending upon what kind of rig they have. Or, you know, you have to figure out what is your layout, but you also have to know what your budget is. But even no matter what your budget, you can find a rig of any sort to fit and work within your budget. But the biggest thing to us was just start taking steps for it. That's our biggest thing, is no matter what your dream is, in order to follow it, start taking steps to it, no matter how small. Even if, you know, the money's going to be the biggest constraint for you, or because of the type of job you currently have, you can't leave that job for so many years, but you know you want this lifestyle, then, you know, in some cases, don't necessarily rush out and get a rig if you know you're not going to really be able to enjoy it for another 5 years. But maybe you might be able to go out weekend camping with it, but are you going to be able to really? You know, but if you have that, then start putting the funds to the side for it.
Yep.
Doing your research, you know, renting a class A, rent a class C, you know, there's all sorts of different rigs that are set up as Airbnbs even across the country. You just have to look, whether it be a fifth wheel travel trailer, a
Yep,
school bus
definitely.
converted, a motor coach converted. There's all sorts of different rigs across the country that are already set up as being used as Airbnbs, so that people can actually experience what it is to stay in them, to get an idea of what's important to you. Because
Yep.
let me tell you what, there are some things that, yes, when you say, oh, I have to have this, like for her, she had to have a shower, she had to have a regular functioning toilet. But those things may change. She originally was 100% opposed. No way, no how, ever in her life could she think of a composting toilet.
We're thinking about it.
But she's now thinking about it after having to use a couple of our friends' composting toilets at times, that, hey, this might not actually be as bad as I thought it would be. And, ooh, that would actually give us bigger space to use for something else instead, because then you don't have a black tank, you just have a gray tank.
Right.
Yep.
And I agree with you about that. Like, this weekend we were at the bash, and there was several people there that actually rented ones, and the people just brought them to the bash, left them there, and they just flew in and went there. I mean, there's so many things now that you can do to
Yeah,
try
definitely.
it out. So don't let things like that deter you. But the planning, that is, I agree with you 100%. If I would have known all the
All
things
right.
that we now are trying to put out there, which is why we're doing this, we're gonna bring the perspective. I'm doing a deep dive. I'm gonna do some research on remote jobs. I'm gonna bring somebody who knows about remote jobs. We're bringing on someone who the person who sold us RRV, who is a very honest, because you have dishonest also dealers
Yeah.
out there, and
Yeah.
you have a
So
lot of,
we're gonna try to show a
unfortunately.
little bit of everything for everyone. And so I got a
Right,
question
right.
for you, Travis,
Go ahead.
because I noticed this when we met. Is another cool part of living and traveling as much as you guys do is getting the different types of beers?
I mean, we find, pretty much with everywhere we go, we like to find interesting things,
Yeah.
but it's not always.
Yeah, yeah. I like different beers. That would be fun for me.
Well, just like when I travel to a new city, I always want to find something local to try a beer or whatever.
Yeah.
But I just wondered if that's a thing that you do or you
And
like.
I mean,
Adrian, real quick, because it's almost 7.
pretty
About
much,
pets.
yeah. Pretty much anywhere we go, we try to find something that's local to try.
Good.
We don't, because you hit the chains of everything everywhere. Not even
Definitely.
just with beer, but even with restaurants as general
Yeah.
too. So we try to hit wherever we go to find something that is only local, or at least local to that state.
Right. Right.
Awesome.
Oh,
A
yeah.
real quick question here. Talk about the bash. That was the Adventure Bandit bash that we went to. We are doing a meetup. So if you're gonna be in the local area, it's called the Campover, and it's January. And we have a Facebook group, or you can email me at Ruth RVLifeProductions.com, and I will send you all the information. It's January 11th through the 14th. It's our very first meetup, and it is going to be so much fun. It's Mardi Gras theme. If you know me, you know I like to throw parties, so it's going to be fun. No, it's not going to be the throwing beads kind of booby thing. No, it's going to be a nice, clean fun. But real quick, because I know you guys have to go. Traveling with pets.
Oh,
What pets? Oh, you mean the children?
we love our
Your
pets.
children.
The 2-legged or the 4-legged one?
How hard is it traveling with pets?
It is not hard at all. I thought it was going to be. Like, for example, we started with one cat, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is gonna be hard. This is gonna be hard." No, he is well
while
adjusted.
she talks, I'm going to show you how hard this is.
He's really well adjusted. And then we went from 1 to 2. We pick up a cat in Florida, and then we pick up a third cat in Michigan. So we have 3 fur babies.
Oh my God. And the crazy thing is, tell them how you are able to walk with your cats.
Yeah, we all leash train them from the very beginning. Like, the 3 of them, we have picked them up. I think so. The oldest was 4 weeks. Lucky was 4 weeks, and Milo was 3 weeks. In Alaska, Alaska was the oldest one. She was 6 or 7 weeks when we picked them up.
Milo wasn't only 3 weeks old.
It was 4 or 3.
No, he was like 4.5.
Okay. So,
because he had already started solid foods.
So from that very moment, very beginning, we put them in the leash and, okay, let's go outside, And people say, oh, but they are cats. They don't like noises. They don't like the wind, but they get adjusted to them. And yeah, we leash, we train them. We even go to Walmart, Sam's with them in our bags, in our backpacks. And
that is so funny.
Dude, some of Lucky's best friends are dogs.
Yes. Big dogs like German Shepherds.
I mean, well, the first six months of his life, everybody that we hung out with had dogs. So that's what he grew up with knowing.
Now
was
we have
dogs.
now we have a catio that
He says
we have a patio. We put them outside, like in this campground that we are staying for these few months. People twice have like, oh my god, that's a cat. That's cats in the cat in the cat in the
At first,
patio. It's like, yes.
we had somebody walk up because they thought we had a ferret cage set outside, but it's a catio.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Wait,
So
dice,
I
esta
put
nena es latina, encanta el acento, de dónde eres. I know Adrian
Yep.
Ruth is straight out of the city. Now, Adrian is straight out of Puerto Rico, but I'm straight from New Jersey.
And I'm from Puerto Rico too, so
yep.
So what part of Puerto Rico are you from?
Fajardo.
Fajardo, yeah.
We didn't get to go
Fajardo.
there this time, but we're gonna go back.
Yes. Adrian
So I
was born in Ponce. Adrian was born in Ponce.
Yep.
Ponce, lo demás es parking.
Yeah.
But look, guys, I put
Hey.
their link. I put their link in the chat. Make sure you go.
Yes,
Right
go
after
subscribe.
this,
We've had 2 or
and
3
check 'em
people who
out.
said they subscribe. Go check
Yep.
them out. Go, and they are also going live as soon as they're done here. So go check out Dream on Wheels. Adrian, put it up the name again so you can see Wheels is with a Z, not an S.
Yep.
The Glamping Wilsons also, we subscribe. Thank you. Great topic. Well, if you like this topic, guys, every Sunday at 6, we're doing a deep dive, and we're gonna have a single female. We're gonna have the perspective of every person.
We're gonna have everything you can think of. Yep.
A single female.
Well, guys, I know it's time. It's almost that time for you, so I'm gonna let you go.
Oh, I've got it all set up already. I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm organized and ready and on time.
Okay, so we'll put you down there on the we'll put you on the yeah,
wait,
I know,
Ruth.
I heard that.
So
I heard that.
by the way,
I
Ruth,
tried, guys. We're
You
gonna
did
put
great.
you down there.
You did great, Ruth.
Thank you. Oh, the Adrian, stop! I see that. So listen, guys, if you like this content, listen. Every week, I am doing a deep dive on anything and everything you need to know about going full-time RV, about how you can plan, how you can do your research, remote jobs. I'm doing it all. So if you want to know about this, make sure you turn your notifications to all. Make sure you do that because you don't want to miss it. We got some amazing things coming up. Our next family is Why Wait. They're another full-time RV family who've been doing it even longer, and they're going to bring their take on it. We have single females. We have a solo male. We have and every kind of RV. We have an RV dealership that's going to come live with us to tell you about things you need to know when you're looking for a new RV, and just some tips and tricks from real honest people, because you know what, believe it or not, there are a lot of dishonest people out there, and we just want you guys to the best transition into RV full-time RV life. We don't want you to do like us. You know, now we're having to get rid of all our stuff. We want it to go smoothly for you guys.
Yep. So we appreciate you guys being on, and come again next Sunday.
Yes, come again next Sunday.
We can give you another version of this. We have so many people that are coming to us wanting to come on, so we might expand it and do a couple more throughout the weeks coming up.
The week too. We gotta
just look at our social media and our community tab, and Ruth is going to post all that stuff.
Yes, and if you're not following us on Instagram, guys, and Facebook, please do. If you want to know about the camp over, I know Puerto Ricans are never on time. I tried, guys. I tried.
That one right there.
Whatever. I tried being on time. I really did. I was only a couple of minutes late.
Hey, no, you did good. Listen, I got to say, I'm proud of you for not ever doing it and messing with it. So, but hold on, I had them live on.
Got the mic on. And thank you for all that went and subscribed. Go check them out. They're live now. We're getting ready to head over there too. And the Real Weekend Warriors, go subscribe to their channel. They had to restart the Real Weekend Warriors 2.0. Go show them some love. Go subscribe to their channel too.
Yep.
part-time RVers. Well, one day you guys can be full-timers too, guys. Thank you for being here. We'll see you next Sunday. At first, it's every Sunday, but then we might have to do an additional Thursday.
Yep.
My grandkids are getting restless. Love you guys. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to hit
have a good night.
like button, and don't forget to share. Thank you, Rose. Thank you for being here, guys.
All right.